You're probably familiar with famous NBA achievements, such as Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game. However, here are some lesser-known records in basketball. Tim Hardaway, a basketball legend from the past, is best known for his scoring, dribbling, and playmaking skills. His career, marked by an average of nearly 18 points and 8 assists per game, spanned across multiple NBA teams. Despite being a solid player, there's an interesting and somewhat embarrassing record attached to his name. In 1991, he attempted a whopping 17 field goals in a single game without making a single one, a record that still stands today. Surprisingly, his team, the Warriors, managed to win that game, although Hardaway's shooting performance was far from impressive. Beyond this unusual record, Tim Hardaway's basketball prowess is evident. He was the second fastest player to reach 5,000 points and 2,500 assists in a single season. Additionally, he holds the franchise record for the Miami Heat in three-pointers made. Despite his remarkable achievements, the 0 for 17 shooting game remains a memorable and humorous part of his legacy. Reflecting on that particular game, Hardaway humorously remarked that he would frame the box score, acknowledging the uniqueness of his NBA record. He expressed a lighthearted perspective, stating, "I was never 0 for blank at any level. What can I say?" Noah Ellis is widely known for his incredible three-point shooting skills, being the first player to make over 1,200 three-pointers in his career. Despite this achievement, he has slipped to 21st place on the all-time list due to the increasing number of three-point shooters in today's game. However, there's a remarkable NBA record held by Ellis that many might not be aware of. On November 9th, 1989, a historic basketball game took place between the Seattle Supersonics and the Milwaukee Bucks, lasting an unprecedented quintuple overtime. That's 5 overtimes in a single game. In this marathon match, Don Ellis set a record for playing the most minutes ever in an NBA game, a staggering 69 out of 73 minutes. Despite the exhaustion, he managed to contribute 53 points, even making a crucial shot to tie the game at 138 and force the 5th overtime. Reflecting on the game, Ellis compared it to the endless energy of playground basketball, where you play until you drop. Although his performance was extraordinary, the Sonics ultimately lost to the Bucks that night. Ellis described the physical toll of the game, recounting a moment where he attempted a game-winning layup, only to be blocked by Alvin Robertson, whose legs were seemingly fresher. The aftermath of this historic game left Ellis drained, with the Sonics canceling the shoot-around the next day, and Ellis admitting to sleeping all day. However, the following day brought another challenge, as he had to defend against Michael Jordan, yet he still managed to score an impressive 30 points. In the ever-changing world of the NBA, free throws play a big role in many games. Surprisingly, the record for consecutive free throws made doesn't belong to a current sharpshooter like Steph Curry, but to Michael Williams. Drafted in 1988 by the Pistons, Williams had a slow start, playing sparingly for multiple teams in his first 2 years. However, in his third year, things took a turn. As a point guard for the Timberwolves in 1993, Williams etched his name in history by making an impressive 97 consecutive free throws, breaking the previous record of 78. Williams' journey to this achievement wasn't without determination. Known for his exceptional defense and free throw shooting, he took the game seriously. When asked about his record, Williams attributed it to a serious approach to free throws, saying, "The key to free throws are taking them seriously. The closer I got to the record, the more serious I got." After breaking the record, Williams aimed for 100 consecutive successful free throws, expressing the importance of the feat to him. However, his streak ended at 97 when he missed a free throw in the 4th game of the following season against the Houston Rockets. Despite falling short of 100, Williams' record remains unbroken for over 25 years. In the 2008 to 2009 basketball season, Jose Calderon showcased his impressive skills, particularly in free throw shooting. He achieved a remarkable streak by making 87 consecutive free throws. What's even more noteworthy is Calderon's overall accuracy throughout the season. Even after the streak ended, he only missed 3 free throws out of 154 attempts, setting an NBA record with a staggering 98.1% success rate. Meeting the NBA's qualification of a minimum of 125 attempts makes this achievement extraordinary. When asked about his focus on the record during the streak, Calderon humbly expressed that he didn't dwell on it. Instead, he focused on his job of making shots. Beyond his free throw prowess, Calderon had a notable basketball career, securing a gold medal for Spain in the 2006 FIBA World Cup. While not a major NBA star, he gained recognition as an efficient shooter, even approaching the prestigious 50-40-90 mark in his third year, narrowly missing the required free throw attempts for official qualification. Bubble Wells is one of those players you might not have heard much about, but he managed to make a mark in the record books. Drafted by the Dallas Mavericks in the second round of the 1997 draft, Bubble Wells played just 39 games for the team. Despite his short short stint, he achieved something quite unique. When Wells joined the Mavericks in 1997, the team was struggling, having won only 5 of their first 28 games. Their coach, Don Nelson, faced a tough challenge when they had to play against the formidable Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. Knowing the odds were against them, Nelson devised a strategy to take advantage of Dennis Rodman's poor free throw shooting. This strategy, now known as hack-a-shack, involves intentionally fouling a bad free throw shooter to gain an advantage in the game. This was the first time it was prominently showcased, and Bubble Wells played a crucial role. Wells was sent into the game with the sole purpose of fouling Rodman. In just 2 minutes and 43 seconds, Wells achieved the fastest foul out in the history of the league, though he didn't foul out until late in the third quarter. Unfortunately, Rodman performed better than expected, making 9 of the 12 free throws that night, surpassing his season average of 58%. Despite Wells' efforts, the Bulls ultimately emerged victorious. One of the often overlooked basketball players in history is Fat Lever, a standout guard for the Denver Nuggets in the late 1980s. Despite being just 6 3 inches and 170 pounds, he made a significant impact on the court, averaging 17 points, 7.6 rebounds, 7.5 assists, and 2.5 steals per game during his 6 years with the Nuggets. Fat Lever's nickname might be deceiving, as it didn't stem from his physical size. He demonstrated remarkable courage by challenging taller opponents for rebounds and steals. He humorously shared his experience, recounting how bigger players initially tried to intimidate him during rebound battles. However, his persistence paid off, and they eventually let him go, realizing his effectiveness on the court. What set Fat Lever apart was a historic performance on March 9, 1985, when he achieved 10 steals in a game against the Indiana Pacers. This accomplishment was just 1 steal shy of the NBA record for most steals in a single game. What made it even more impressive was that 8 of those steals occurred in the third quarter, establishing a new NBA record for the most steals in a single quarter. To grasp the magnitude of this achievement, imagine securing 8 steals in a quarter, equivalent to a steal nearly every 90 seconds throughout the 12-minute span. Considered by many as the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan's impact on the game goes beyond his well-known scoring prowess. While he's famous for leading the league in scoring 10 times during his career, there's a lesser-known aspect of his game that sets him apart: his defensive skills. In his prime, Jordan wasn't just a scoring machine, he was also one of the league's top defenders. His incredible efforts on defense resulted in multiple records, particularly in shot blocking. Despite being a guard, Jordan set an NBA record with 131 blocks in a single season. His defensive abilities weren't just a one-season wonder. He held the record for most career blocks by a guard until Dwayne Wade surpassed him recently. What made Jordan exceptional was his size and lockdown defensive abilities, a rare combination for a guard. His prowess was recognized with 9 selections to the All-Defensive First Team, tied for the most by any player. Notably, he shares this record with Gary Payton, a player who deeply respected Jordan's defensive competitiveness. Gary Payton, reflecting on facing Jordan, shared insights into MJ's mindset, emphasizing his determination to guard the best players. According to Payton, Jordan would specifically request to defend the opposing team's top player, showcasing a relentless drive to prove himself as the superior basketball player. No doubt about it, Rasheed Wallace was a really good basketball player. He played for many teams like the Wizards, Blazers, Hawks, Celtics, Knicks, and Pistons. He got picked in the 1995 NBA draft, and in his 18-year career, he scored an average of 14.4 points and 6.7 rebounds. But what's interesting about Rasheed isn't just his stats. In the 1999 to 2000 season, he set a record for the most technical fouls in a single season with 38. And guess what? He broke his own record the next season with 41 technical fouls. That's a record that's probably never going to be broken with the rules today. If a player gets 41 technical fouls, they would be fined $175,000 and suspended for 13 games without pay. The craziest part is how consistent Rasheed was. Throughout his whole career, he got a total of 317 technical fouls, more than any other player. He was known for arguing with referees, but he said it was just passion, not going too far. He talked about it saying, "I know the media didn't like me, I was always misconstrued. That's cool because whatever it was, if I kept y'all away from me, I'm gravy with that." But let's be real, there were moments where he did go too far. In 2003, after a game, he went to the parking lot to confront an official about a technical foul, leading to a 7-game suspension. Despite all this, he claimed he never made threats. Rasheed joined the Detroit Pistons in 2004, and he calmed down a bit. He still argued with officials, but he didn't let it go too far. He kept getting technical fouls, but he had a motto: ball don't lie. He believed that if he got a technical foul, the basketball gods would make sure the opposing team missed their free throw. Ball don't lie became his thing. In the end, Rasheed's career was full of highs and some lows, but his passion for the game and his unique approach to technical fouls made him stand out. So if you enjoy stories about basketball legends like Rasheed Wallace, consider subscribing to our channel for more sports content. We'd love to have you on board.